Okay, everybody, good evening. It's 6 o'clock. Thanks for coming to this special town board meeting. It's November 3rd, 2023. Would everybody please stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It's not a usual time for us to have a meeting. There's been early voting here, so we had to squeeze it in when it was available, so thanks all for coming. I would like to make a motion for Resolution 2023-246, authorizing the town supervisor. I'd like to ask for a motion authorizing the town supervisor to execute letter in support for Locust Hill Rhinebeck MGP LLC. May I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
Thanks. Warren, you want to explain this, or?
Sure. It's explained in the resolution, so I'll go with the resolution. Locust Hill Rhinebeck MGP LLC currently has a pending application before the Rhinebeck Town Board to overlay a workforce housing project in the workforce housing zoning district. That would be considered by the board pursuant to sections 125-63 and 125-64.4 of the town code. The town board has just recently assumed lead agency status for the environmental review of the project. We've been advised by Locust Hill that they are in the process of submitting a funding application to the New York State Division of Home and Community Renewal under a new funding priority known as Well Resources Area, or WRA. We have been advised that the town of Rhinebeck is listed as WRA eligible, Locust Hill is requesting 3 funding sources. It's my understanding they're applying for federal housing credits in the amount of $1,430,000. State housing credits in the amount of $595,000, Housing Trust Fund a grant of $2,800,000. And we have been asked by Locust Hill to submit a letter of support in conjunction with their application, which we understand will enhance their ability to obtain these funds. We've drafted a qualified letter of support, which I think it's been available to the public, indicating that we do support the project, in that this is an area of the town that was zoned for this type of project. This is the type of project that the town was hoping would happen in that zone that's available for workforce housing. And so our letter of support is not unqualified. It's qualified by indicating that we are going to be doing a rigorous environmental review of the project. This letter of support does not commit the town to approve the project in any way. We'll also be going through the rather rigorous permitting process pursuant to our code. But we are in favor of this type of housing project for the town. This is why the district, the overlay district, was created, and we worked so hard on it. So we have a letter drafted, which is a letter of support, qualified by what I indicated, that it does not commit the town to take any positive action on the application, although we have moved forward with the application process. So the board has to vote on authorizing this letter to be submitted in conjunction with the funding.
And Monday is the deadline.
And Monday is the deadline.
And it's a yearly funding cycle.
It has
So
to
if it
get
doesn't
in.
get
So that's
approved,
why we did it on such short notice.
doesn't get approved, they miss their opportunity for funding for another year.
Right.
Any questions, comments, or concerns?
No.
Anybody have any questions, comments, concerns? Yes?
Hello, I'm Richard Webster. I'm attorney with the firm of Rupp Falls in Albany. I represent two local residents, Mr. Baker and Mr. Jacob. I had a look at this letter, and I think, to me, although you said it's conditional, and we recognise that, it's not quite conditional enough. It seems like the town in this letter is expressing unqualified support for this particular development.
I'm having trouble, could you speak a little slower? Yeah,
Absolutely.
We don't have
It's okay.
to, maybe you could come up a
I'm
little
really
slower,
sorry.
but I can't.
Sure.
I do want to be able
I
to...
mean, do you want me to come up? I mean,
Sorry, it's just very informal because early voting. You're
Use a real
fine, you're fine.
microphone.
Just-
okay, so let me shout up a little bit, speak a little more slowly.
And your name again?
My name is Richard Webster. I'm an attorney at Rupp Falls. I'm representing Mr. Jacob and Mr. Baker.
Who are Jacobson Baker?
They're neighbors of the project.
Yeah,
I just don't know them.
One lives on Rhinebeck Road, I'm not sure the other one lives, but they
They're
live in
both
close
on,
proximity.
they're both on 308. Okay,
Okay, so I recognise that you tried to make this letter conditional, but I'm not sure that it's quite conditional enough, because it seems to express support for the project rather than for the concept. And I recognise that the village has said, or the town has said, that the concept of affordable housing / workforce housing in this location makes sense. But you certainly haven't found yet that this particular project makes sense. Because, as you said, it's subject to permitting and it's subject to environmental review. So my suggestions are, and perhaps I should make it clear that, again, my clients don't oppose workforce housing. My clients have some issues with this particular project. And that's largely because there's a major cut, because of the way the egress and entrance is done. There's a huge cut on Rhinebeck Road, partly to create sightlines and partly to grade the entrance road. There's a few other issues too, but that's the major one. So, first of all, I think the letter should make it clear that it's supporting the concept, not this specific project. Second of all, I think it could say, for example, so saying this is an excellent location for this project, it could say it's a potential location for this project. I think you could say, you know, we support this. I think you can say we support this subject to subsequent review under SECRA and under town permitting. And so I would just urge you to work on this letter a little bit so it doesn't look like that you're prejudging the issues of this specific project.
thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Steve?
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for taking this step, which I hope you will take. I actually thought the resolution as proposed did a great job of saying that it was, in fact, the town board's responsibility as lead agency to do a rigorous environmental review and follow all of the steps required. I also know how difficult it is to carry out any workforce or affordable housing project from a financing perspective, and should the funding not come through, then we can love the concept all we like, but we're not going to have a project. I should say I'm on the Village Comprehensive Plan Committee, but I'm here in my personal capacity, not representing them. Rhinebeck sorely needs more affordable housing options to remain a vibrant, mixed-income, multi-generational community. This project layout and its connectivity with the village can surely be improved during the project review process, and I'm confident that it will be, given the history of the way Rhinebeck reviews projects. From an environmental perspective, placing the project in this location epitomizes what land use planners call smart growth, and as a result, it will have a far smaller carbon footprint and environmental impact than when compared to other development pursuant to the large lot zoning that exists across the rest of the town. I commend the town board for taking this step to support the project funding and implement the town's forward-looking comprehensive plan. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? It's not a public hearing, but we, are happy to have people speak. Deirdre?
Yeah, Deirdre Burns, I just wanted to, I was going to say basically what Steve said. I think your letter does, and I have confidence in the board that the permitting process and the SEGA process will be executed faithfully to make adjustments to the project, to make it the best it can be. And just to add to that, as long as I am here to speak to you, to say that, that it have meaningfully affordable housing. But I think that I'm glad you're doing the letter and I support it, so thank you.
Yes, Donna Warner. I just want to thank you for supporting the project with this letter. And I actually found it very helpful in the way it laid out all of the steps historically, that this is not of the moment, that this is something that has a background going back several years. I just will say, in sum, I support this project in that location, and I'm pleased that you're able to speak.
Thank you. Rosie, did you want to?
Yeah, I'm Sarah Rosenthal Rosie. I'm the president of the board of Culture Connect. It's a small nonprofit serving Rhinebeck and Red Hook and looking to work with youth and promote a future of social justice in particular. So I'm just going to read it, it's pretty quick. But just the board wrote a letter in support of this project, and I just wanted to share that with all of you. I already said this beginning part, but Culture Connect's a nonprofit organization working to empower youth and families in Rhinebeck and Red Hook to promote cultural competence and to create a future that's more socially just. As such, we want to voice our support for any effort that makes our communities more economically, racially, and socially diverse. We believe the Locust Hill Workforce Housing Project is one such effort, and we urge you to put it on the fast track to completion. Local residents and businesses agree that Rhinebeck's in desperate need of more affordable housing. According to the most recent U.S. Census Bureau's American Community Survey, more than half of the renters in Rhinebeck are cost-burdened, i.e. paying more than 30% of their incomes for housing. That's not sustainable, and we see it as both a social justice issue and an economic development one. Our local businesses are struggling to find employees, and our families are struggling to afford to stay in this community. Both trends bode ill for Rhinebeck. Culture Connect believes strongly that diversity in all of its manifestations enriches our lives and strengthens the fabric of our community. We want to live and raise our children in a place where teachers and other school employees, workers in our shops, restaurants and small businesses, hospital workers, and other healthcare providers can live in the community that they serve. Creating more affordable housing is essential to making that possible. Please make affordable housing a top priority, and please start by expeditiously approving the Locust Hill project. And I'll email this to you. I'm happy to hand it to you.
Hand it to Joan.
I'll hand it to you.
Thanks. I just want to say, when we became lead agency, the planning board, we did not want to take it on, so it became us, and I did say publicly I needed to concentrate on the budget before working on this. The budget's adopted, and now it's our intention to concentrate wholly on this. Fast tracking, I think, I'll speak for myself, we need to do diligence and look at everything, and there are certain things with the project that personally I want to bring to the developer's attention. But the budget has been done. It's the end of the year, and this is our top priority. But it will be done correctly and with a lot of thought. There are some things that I want to still work on. So I don't know, anybody else?
What you said is, what you said.
Okay, what she said. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Thank you. Is there any public comment on any non-agenda items or any questions from the town board? Great. I want to thank everybody for coming out at 6 o'clock on a Friday evening, and I want to have a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Thanks, everybody.
Have a
Good
good
night.
weekend.